Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're here, howdy, should I say. We're here for round 2 of the Stock Car Championship. And what is the Stock Car Championship? VRC's Stock Car Championship is our take on NASCAR and oval racing. Drivers will battle on various oval circuits across the world in a knife-edge, high-speed game of chess. The championship overview is 8 rounds, 16 races. Qualifying will be a one-shot showdown, one lap to gain your position on the grid. We don't see that, though. Sprint race is a 15 minutes, fastest first rolling start. And then they'll go on to a feature race, a 30-minute race from the previous results. I believe they have to use a set of medium tyres in the feature race as mandatory. They're using the Nissan Silver Spec R Aero S15 touring car. And that's pretty much all the information you need to know there. And then in the info, let's see if we can see the feature race, free choice, soft, medium, and wet. And there is a mandatory tyre. Oh, racing hard, sorry, must be used at least once per the race in the feature race. The racing hard has to be used. And they're at Blue Moon Bay Tri-Oval, the hash brown, as it's lovingly known as. And yeah, round 2, like I said. So, do I have results from the first round? I think I read them at the end. Oh, I do. Hang on. I've got to come out of YouTube. I've got a championship table. For some reason, I feel like I've read it. I must have read it at the end of the last broadcast. Ill-prepared. For some reason, I thought Discord was all up to date, so I'm on Discord, and then I've suddenly realised I've got the table after the second round up, and I think I took a picture. Do you know what I may not have done? What's that? No, that's not it. No. I was so on the ball. I took a picture of the Swift Championship table. I took a picture of the WRX Challenge Championship table, but I did not take a picture of the Stock Car Championship, so I can't really tell you what order they're in. Blooming heck. I'm sorry, guys. Hang on. Maybe it's above. No. Sorry, guys. I reckon I've read the order out, though, if you watch the earlier stream. Hopefully. I don't know. I should have checked that out first. Flashman in the chat saying evening all. Well, hello. So anyway, we've done a round already at Daytona. They had some championship positions, and now we're going into round 2 at Blue Moon Bay Speedway, the hash brown. Let's have a look at the grid. They only did one lap to get these positions, and we have Skyjacker in pole position in the pink monster liveried Nissan. Then we have Talleyrand in the Gulf Fed X blue and orange ESBN Nissan Chevrolet. Then we have Big Dan, third place on the grid in the Rich Energy Nismo team. Nice looking steed, my friend. Next up, we have, I want to say Baza. Let's hope it's Baza. I think it is Baza. Yeah, I can see a Belgian flags on his helmet. So we got the Baz. I've lost number. When I look around here, I'll get a good idea. Fourth on the grid. Not bad. In the Nissan. Looking cracking, lad. So 5th place is Pat in the Monster Energy team. Numerous sponsors on the grid. Next we have the Tide liveried car of Homesick Alien, quite far down the grid, but with a one-shot hit, anything can mix up the grid. 6th place for Homesick Alien. Next down we have 7th, the Red Bull of Koi Carp, I believe. Koi Carp sitting in 7th place with a lovely Cancer Research UK poster in the back. Awesome. And Digital Blasphemy rounding out the grid. Out the back, not where you would often see him. I'm sure he owes a winner from round 1. And that is your grid. It's a rolling start. 15 minutes of delicious racing coming our way. And Skyjacker is the man at the front. Let it go. So they toodle around to the line. And the flag is out and it's racing. Let's go racing. And Skyjacker then leads the way from Talleyrand. And I'm sure for a few laps now it's going to be a bit of a game of cat and mouse between the guys. On the border with Homesick Alien. He's got Koi Carp just behind him. Digi behind Koi. And there's Koi Carp's view of Homesick Alien. Digi's view of Koi Carp. Right at the back there. So Homesick, we can see movement already up ahead. They're having a shuffle. Up ahead with Pat, Baz, and Big Dan. Big Dan shuffling his way up. And there was a little knock on Skyjacker's rear hindy from, I think, Big Dan. He got right out of it. He's lost a couple of positions. Barry twins now flying through and up into 2nd place. Big Dan giving Skyjacker a little bump draft there as Big Dan moves on up. And it's Talleyrand leading the way as we get this 15-minute sprint race underway. And it's hard to see what the race is. 3 wide through turn 1. And it's Bazza going for the lead, but Talleyrand still holds on strong. And there's a lot of tyre smoke there, but I think it might be a code issue rather than braking. And Big Dan right in the midst of all of this. Look at it, it's a manic, it's a maniac. And a little rub on the wall from Skyjacker as they make their way around into turn 3. And there is Homesick Alien just getting by. And is he going to? No, he's not going to squeeze down up against the wall. But he loses the position now for Homesick. Tucks in behind just ahead of Pat. Bazza is leading the train as Talleyrand in 2nd, Skyjacker in 3rd. And here we see they're slowing the cars right down for turn 1. And Big Dan having a look up the inside of Skyjacker. Skyjacker weaving around, not on purpose, I think just lack of grip. And Talleyrand just ahead of Skyjacker as we get a bump draft on the go here down this short straight up into turn 2. And it's they're all hounding each other at the moment. Pat there just ahead of Koi. Koi benefiting a toe, I'm sure, a slipstream, but not quite bumping anyone. And Digi right out of it. What is Digi playing at? Is he know something about the fuel? The others don't. Bazza at the moment leads the way as they cross the line to start lap 5 or 4. I think that means they've done 4 laps. No, they've started lap 4, sorry. Talleyrand out wide, he's gone high. Skyjacker through and up and into 2nd place now, with Talleyrand shuffling down to 3rd. Pat is up into 4th, but Homesick having a huge drop for Big Dan and Homesick behind Koi and Pat, both getting a leap on the Alien. And Big Dan, Digital Blasphemy then. What's his game? He's sitting there, he's not getting a tow from anyone, just burning through fuel. So Bazza is the head of the train with Skyjacker in 2nd, Talleyrand in 3rd. Then we have Pat, lovely shot of the cars going across the line down the straightaway. And Pat in 4th ahead of Koi Carp. And Homesick Alien down in 6th place, having a darn tootin' time with Big Dan. Big Dan, Pistola Dan, he's got them both on hip guns, blazing, and Talleyrand slipping right down. Talleyrand slipping right down into 7th place. So now the order is Bazza, Skyjacker, Pat now up into a 3rd spot, with Koikap up into 4th. Homesick Alien on Koikap's rear air, and Big Dan right there in the thick of the action, also in the Rich Energy Nismo. Talleyrand then must have had a wall scrape, possibly something, slipping him down into the path of Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy finally finding a toe in the hash brown of Blue Moon Bay Speedway. And what a race so far. Bazza leads them around, and he'll be burning the fuel the most. And the tyres seem to be holding up to it. We're nearly at the 5-minute mark, a third into the race. And they've got 3/4 of a tank of fuel left. It's looking okay for fuel. Not so much like Daytona, which was a foot to the floor fest of burning fuel all the way. And a couple of our competitors found their fuel tanks lacking at the end of that race. But so far, this is looking good, with Skyjacker really in Barry Twins' tow, and Pat has come along for the ride. And then there's a little bit of a gap between Homesick and Coy, who don't seem to be working together, because Coy was ahead of Homesick, and Homesick's made the move on Coy, and Big Dan gets to decide. He gets to crown the king, because whoever he bump drafts is the man. And he's decided to go into Camp Koikap, and Talleyrand slipping down into that tow. And if these guys all start managing a lovely little bump draft situation, no, Talleyrand is going for the move up the inside of Big Dan, and he's through. He's through already, and looking to get the move done on Coy. He's not messing around, is Talleyrand, with your bump drafting and your strategies. He just wants to get back up there, gets a lovely little bump off of Big Dan there, and passes on the love to Koikap, as Homesick Alien really all alone, no tow to call his own, and will be easily caught by the approaching pack of Raptors. And Digi there is in 8th. I don't know if Digi's just got his engine turned down and he's just monkeying around, hoping that, just cruising around, hoping that these guys all burn their fuels out. I have no idea what Digi's plans are, but he's doing 50s, 51s, where the rest of the gang, where's 50s and 51s? I don't know, maybe there was just something that put Digi on the back foot on the very first lap, and he's just not managed to be able to get a tow, but he was there with Talleyrand, and Talleyrand's pulled himself back up into 5th place, and he's in the tow of Homesick Alien, looking to either push Homesick Alien back up towards Pat, because it looks like now Pat is losing the tow to the Baz, and it's Baz and Skyjacker. Skyjacker's taken over the lead. Baz obviously wanting a rest. He has burnt through his fuel a lot more than Skyjacker, but we are nearly halfway through this race, and they have plenty more fuel than half, so fuel is not an issue at all around Blue Moon Bay. In the chat then, Ensign Hewitt saying hello again, Pat saying Hash Brown Racing, yay, and Pat also saying might be home in time to properly see race 2, and Talleyrand saying it's a hat trick. It's going to be a quad whatever, because we've got WRX Challenge live at 8 o'clock this evening. So Skyjacker leads the way with the Baz in tow, but the Baz has burnt his fuel quite heavily. I still think that's enough. I still think he's got enough to get himself to the end. He's just got to stay in Skyjacker's tow all the way to the white flag. Pat having a knock with the wall. That does not help. Pat's not helped himself there. Homesick Alien cruising on by with Talleyrand in tow. And that is the story of how Pat lost 3rd place, with a little scrape of a wall, and that's all you need in this race. And Homesick and Talleyrand working together against the forces of evil. That is the Y Gang, Sky and Barry I. The dark forces with Yness out there in the lead. Skyjacker and the Baz crossing the line, and then we have Homesick and Talleyrand working together. Team Light working against the forces of evil ahead of them, towing and bumping each other along. Pat with the knock on the wall. He's still there, but I think he may have lost the toe. Maybe not. Maybe he's still grabbing a bit of a toe there from the two ahead of him. But the problem is, when Talleyrand bumps, they'll pull away. Well, they will pull away from Pat. But at the moment, Pat does seem to be grasping onto a bit of a toe from those guys. Easily, surely. And Talleyrand making a move on Homesick Alien, possibly, but it's not worked. He's had to slip him back behind the Alien, and this is helping Pat no end. He's really picked up that toe now, with Talleyrand trying to pull out of the draft and make a move on the Alien, has really sucked Pat into their battle, and no one's gaining time on the evil twins out in the front. But Pat pushing on in 5th place, doing a great job here at Hash Brown. Big Dan, I haven't seen much of Big Dan. He's there in 6th. He's not got the toe of Pat, and he is giving Digi a bit of a toe. So Digi is starting to come back in this race, and Koikarp falling back. It's not fuel issues, but it might be tyre issues. He is really wearing that front right tyre down quite a bit, and he's dropped back behind Digital Blasphemy now, who is playing the game of Turtle in the Hair. Went slow to begin with, and already catching up Big Dan, as who knows what's going on, tyre wear possibly, because Digi has looked after those tyres. Skyjacker leading from the Baz. The fuel's evened out now between the two of them, and they can straight up battle to the end on equal fuel. And Skyjacker's worn his tyres a little more than the Baz, and the Baz could. He is known as Barry the Oval Twins. He is an oval master, and he's looking good at the moment to possibly steal a win from Skyjacker. Homesick Alien, Talleyrand and Pat all forcing together, making an alliance to come back at Skyjacker and the Baz. But I think the horse has bolted out of that stable, boys, and I think you'll find Skyjacker and Talleyrand just too far ahead, and they split for the corner. But Pat's still staying in that toe of Talleyrand, as Talleyrand picks up the toe of Homesick Alien. Oh, a lovely bump draft there from Talleyrand, an absolute square on, and it looks like Skyjacker's bolting from the Baz. The Baz losing the toe of Skyjacker, and Skyjacker has decided he's going. This is it. With still a few laps remaining, I thought they'd stay together for a little bit longer, maybe the last minute of racing, before Skyjacker tried to bolt, but he's leaving the Baz behind, and Baz will be easy pickings for those boys behind him, so he's got to watch himself. Homesick and Talleyrand working lovely together in unison, towing and bumping and towing their way up towards 2nd place, and Pat staying in the tow. Now further down, Big Dan has been towing Digi around for a while now, and you think, Digi, is he bumping him? He is bumping him. They're going to try and catch up with Pat, but again, that is a tall order, because Pat, Talleyrand and Homesick have pulled away a little bit, but it looks to me like Pat has definitely lost the toe, and Barry is definitely slipping back into the team of Talleyrand and Homesick, and the tail may turn yet. Skyjacker, meanwhile, out there in the lead, looking untouchable. We are at the 13-minute mark, 2 more minutes left on the clock here at Blue Moon Bay Speedway, and at the moment Skyjacker with his rear gun Bazza, but Bazza now being caught by the mighty Alien and Talleyrand. They're going for a side-by-side overtake on this one, sitting in board with the Baz, and he truly got mugged off there by Team Talleyrand Alien, and really did get. But then is there going to be a turn? Is Bazza going to jump in with the Alien, give Alien a bump, pull away from Talleyrand and try and catch up with Skyjacker? Still plenty of time on the clock for that to happen. Bazza having a knock with the barrier, but it's not affected his speed. He's getting a lovely tow from the Alien. He gives the Alien a bump, and surely now they're going to be leaving Talleyrand behind. Bye, Talleyrand. Good TTFN. Good to know you. But Skyjacker, it seems, too far forwards in this race as we hit the 14-minute mark. 1 more minute to go, and it looks to me like Skyjacker is untouchable in this race, and the Monster Pink is going to be tasting the champers with Homesick, Bazza and Talleyrand in their own little battle. Pat fell away from that, and he's doing okay though. Big Dan hasn't caught him. Big Dan's got his hands full with Digi as we go into the final minute. Digi will be looking to make the leap. Koikar dropped away from the back. It's still Skyjacker way ahead of these three. Excuse me. And these three smell blood. And Talleyrand also saying, forgot about WRX live as well. Yeah, it's a full-on festival of VRC today. Oh, tyre smoke going into turn 1. It's crazy stuff. The Bazza trying to keep hold of it. Talleyrand and Homesick definitely have fallen back from Bazza. Pat there in 5th. He's doing okay. Big Dan, the moves are getting done by Digi. He's trying to get the moves done. How close to the end are we? The marker's gone. It's 15 minutes. This is the white flag. White flag lap. And Skyjacker now bringing it around. White flag's the lap before the final lap, isn't it? This is just the final lap. And it's Skyjacker, and never a bother, never a worry. Followed Bazza around, saved fuel, swapped over, left Bazza behind. There you go, easy win, bang. Bazza gets 2nd place, super stuff. It's hard to call, it was Talleyrand who got 3rd. Take a boo, my son, hang on, boom. For users. Could you feel my panic, the worry? So Skyjacker taking the win, with Barry Twins in 2nd. Oh, great cameras. Talleyrand just edging Homesick Alien out there for that podium position. Take a boo, my son. And Homesick Alien in 4th. What a battle, and what an alliance that Talleyrand and Homesick Alien had there in the end. Pat came home in 5th. Great result for Pat. Lost the toe. Looked like he was having tyre woes there on his right-hand side. And Big Dan managed to keep Digi behind in the end. Digi, super saving of the tyres, and just didn't feature too much early doors in the race. And Koikarp, not sure what happened to Koikarp, if he burnt his tyres out, hit a wall, but he lost the pack and couldn't keep up their pace, doing 51s and 52s without the toe, where they were doing 50s and 51s, early 51s. So it's Skyjacker who goes into the next race in 1st position. So he'll start last on the rolling start. Let quick up, cross the line, boom shakaya. And that was race 1, round 2 of the Stock Car Championship. Moving on, easy quick transitions from Polly Baloney Collections and obviously me. And that is the 2nd feature race. Search Virtual Racers Club on YouTube for live GT7 racing. There will be later, trust me. So as we load up the feature race, that was exciting stuff. Hot stuff. And we load in to the feature race. We'll just quickly try and press this. And there is, oh, I've got to do all this, hang on. See, that's all I have to do. So Koikarp leading them away. And it's 30 minutes of racing, and they've got to use a racing hard tyre at some point in the race. Koikarp starting on the racing hard with Digi, starting on the soft. Interesting. Big Dan, he's gone for hards in the beginning, with Pat also on the hard tyre. Homesick Alien on the hard. Racing softs for Talleyrand. Bazza on the hard tyre, and Skyjacker also opting for the hard tyre. So we've got a couple of mixed bags out there. Digi, Talleyrand bucking the trend, going with softs, early doors, And there we see 30 minutes of beautiful racing around Blue Moon Bay Speedway. The lovingly named Hash Brown and Koi Carp at the moment leading. Superb stuff. And it looks like Talleyrand taking no time at all to cut through the crowd up to 4th already. Well, I think he probably started around at that place. But Koi Carp leads from Digital Blasphemy on those soft tyres, and he really would like the toe. I don't know if speed makes a big difference. See, starting on the softs for Digi, I noticed in Daytona race, in the feature race, they just left hards on and they didn't change their tyres at the pit stops. But if you start on the softs, you're going to have to change your tyres. Like me and Talleyrand, we both changed our tyres. And then Talleyrand started on the softs as well. So, interesting stuff. We'll see how that develops. Big Dan then, in 4th place on the tailgate of Talleyrand. He's got a Homesick Alien behind him. Clear away. No, not in that view, though. There we go. There's a Homesick Alien. Staring us down. Pat behind Homesick. Barry behind Pat. And Skyjacker behind Barry. The race winner from race 1. There we go, Big Dan losing a bit of ground there to Talleyrand. I don't know if he had a little nudge with the wall. Talleyrand, or the bump draft working well for Talleyrand. And Koi Carp and Digi out in the lead now, and Talleyrand throwing in with Digi, and they're leaving Koi Carp behind. Koi Carp having to slip in behind Talleyrand. It's the 2 soft tyres. They're ganging up, forming another alliance out there. And the 2 soft runners then, tyres warmed up, they're pulling away, and these 2 could work together, because they're going to be in trouble come later in the race. They're going to be on the hard tyre because they have to use the hard tyre, and some of the guys behind them, pending whether or not they change their tyres, could be on soft tyres chasing them down. So this race could go 2 ways. Big Dan still ahead of the Alien, but Homesick Alien getting closer, and I can smell an alliance forming here to catch up Paul Coy, who's lost the toe of the 2 ahead of him now, the soft car runners. And Koi Carp, this did well for him last week in the last round. He bolted early doors with Big Dan, I think, and he got a podium out of his tactics. So trying to stay there with the leaders is a good way, and I don't think fuel's a big major issue, it seems, as it did in Daytona. And that is such a lovely shot as they cross the line. Koi Carp then in front of Big Dan and Homesick Alien. They've caught him up, working together. And now it's Koi Carp made a mistake and hit the wall, and that's let Big Dan and Homesick through. Digi's dropped back behind Talleyrand and let Talleyrand do some of the work. And it's shuffling all over the place. Koi Carp maintains 5th, and Skyjacker's made his way through past the Baz and Pat. So Skyjacker elevated himself by 2 places. Pat in 7th. He's dropped back a bit. Is he playing a mind game? Is he managing his car? Is he letting them all burn out quite quickly, and he's going to try and do a no stop? And the Baz in 8th place. Sat on board with Baz. That's the whole field. I think you can see the leaders going through turn 1. There you go. On board with the Baz and Nata. Alongside Baz, his Aston Martin helmet. His Aston Martin. Got wings coming outside like an Aston Martin, but they might not be Aston Martin. Sure look like them to me though. And Barry then in the toe of Pat. Koi Carp just ahead with Skyjacker, working together. Talleyrand's leading this race. It's a 30-minute race, remember, so there's a long way to go. We're at 5 minutes. Talleyrand and Digi swapping places. Talleyrand getting sick of being the leader, and has let Digi through, and let Digi burn some fuel off while he sits in his wake, just cruising. Big Dan up into third place. Homesick Alien following him through after Koi Carp hitting the wall, slipping back, and Skyjacker now ahead of Koi. And Koi trying to grab a toe from Skyjacker, but he's found Pat and Bazza all closing in. The whole field's closed in. It's lovely. Digi and Talleyrand out there. They're a little bit a ways from the rest of the field, but they are the only two on those soft tyres. They'll be on the hards later, and depending on what the rest of the field decide to do with their tyres. They didn't even change tyres at Daytona. They just carried on, a lot of them. So it'll be interesting to see what the call is come the pit stop. Big Dan at the moment though leads the hard runners, sorry, not medium tyres, hard tyres, with Homesick Alien having a small look up the inside. Homesick Alien pulling the trigger, deciding to go by Big Dan, or Big Dan might lift it and let him through. It's all about that burning of fuel. When you're the front car, you're the one punching the hole in the air. You're the one burning the most fuel, unless you get a bump behind. But it doesn't look like bump drafting's too prevalent here. I think the corner's too close. They're not getting a good run down the straight. There's only a couple of places I think they're really getting away with a bit of a bump draft, and mostly it's just punching a hole in the air for each other. Maybe there, just at the end of that straight, I saw Big Dan give Homesick a little punch, and that gives Skyjacker the opportunity to go by. So even bump draft might be slowing them down a bit. The car that gives the bump, it seems to get caught. Oh, it's a huge one. And Skyjacker made contact with the wall. Come bouncing out, give contact to Big Dan. Oh, it's worth another look, surely. So a Skyjacker then moving in. Up, bounces the wall, bounces out, hits Big Dan. Big Dan goes careering down to the bottom part of the track and loses position to Koi Carp. Unbelievable driving there. Great stuff. It's what NASCAR's all about, the Robbins Racing. And now Skyjacker goes ahead of Homesick Alien up into third place. And the cars have packed together nicely there. They're splitting off into twos. And now back into a single snake, with Skyjacker the head of the snake, with Homesick Alien in fourth, Koi Carp fifth, and Big Dan sixth, Pat seventh, and Bazza in eighth in the UPS runner. Meanwhile, out there in the lead, the guys on the soft tyres, Digi looks to be pulling away from Talleyrand and leaving Talleyrand behind a little bit. I think Talleyrand might be out of the tow there. It's hard to judge. Maybe he's just picking up some sort of tow. Wouldn't be as strong as if he was a bit closer, it has to be said. We're 8.5 minutes now into this 30-minute oval race, and the VRC's Stock Car Championship. It's inaugural, his first ever Stock Car Championship. I don't think I've ever remembered anything other. There was something. Oh God. Days of Thunder, that was what it was called, on GTSport, but it didn't seem to take off very well. This looks cracking fun. So Talleyrand then trying to pick up that toe. I think he's got a little closer. But these two on the soft tyre, how far will they go? Half a tank for Talleyrand. That would put them up into about 20 minutes. Only 10 laps on the hard tyre at the end. So 10 laps, 10 minutes on the hard tyre. Skyjacker, Big Dan, Homesick Alien, Bazza, Koi. Oh, Pat's dropped off a lot. Oh dear. I'm not sure what's happened to Pat. Maybe a wall hit, but he's dropped away from the pack, lost the toe, and these are all pushing each other along, and Pat can say goodbye to the pack now. He needs one of these to fall back towards him to help him through, and these working together as a team to try and catch up those, well, it's not even catch up the soft runners, but to try and stay as close to the soft runners when they pit, that they're not ahead. They haven't got track position on these guys, and that's really what the soft runners are looking for in these early doors, is to get that track position. I don't know how they're going to defend it on hard tyres against a bunch of softs, unless they're hoping that the hard tyre runners don't change their tyres. It's an interesting tactic, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes. The time they've gained would give them the pit stop, give the tyre change. Everyone's going to have to stop, I think, for fuel. Ain't no one making that tank go all the way. I'm sure of it. And Big Dan then, a leader of the pack, of the sub-pack that are behind Digi and Talleyrand. So Big Dan in third, Skyjacker in fourth, Homesick Alien fifth, with the Baz in sixth place. Bazza, he loves an oval, remember. And it'll be interesting to see what he's got up his sleeve in this race. Koi Carp in seventh. And like I said, Pat losing the toe somewhat, but it might come back to him, you don't know. He's pushing on. I'm not sure how he's going to catch up with the pack, especially if they're all bumping each other. They all start hustling and rustling and rubbing, then yeah, Pat's got a chance to catch them all up. It looks like Big Dan and Skyjacker are trying to break away themselves, but there is, someone going wild. Is it Koi Carp? Wild in turn one. Really late on the brakes for Koi, but it hasn't cost him too much. Still sat there behind the Baz. The Baz, though, very close to Homesick Alien. Skyjacker managing to get by Big Dan. And Talleyrand back up into the toe of a Digital Blasphemy. The tyres are looking okay. Half a tank of fuel. Yeah, Digi's got a little more fuel on than Talleyrand has at this point. Everything's looking sweet and okay. Skyjacker leading the rest of the pack in third, with Big Dan in fourth, Bazza in fifth, Koi Carp sixth, Homesick Alien in seventh, and Pat in eighth. Hoping to catch the pack back up, but he's lost that toe, and it's going to be a struggle for him. At 53 last time around, where the other guys are doing 51s. Digi giving it an indicator. Is he letting Talleyrand know he can go through? Digi doesn't want to be punching the hole in the air for Talleyrand, or maybe he's indicating to Talleyrand to let him know he's going to pit. Maybe they're going to pit early doors and go on to the hard tyre. And if they topped up now, I don't even know if that would be enough fuel to get to the end. Oh yeah, of course it would. Dope. How short they want to run these cars in this first stint, really. How long those tyres can live with them. But Digi ahead of Talleyrand, leading the pack, but they are on the racing soft tyres. Then we have Skyjacker in third, started at the back of the pack from his win in the first race. And there is Skyjacker. And Big Dan giving him a little bump there. Hey, big buddy. Big buddy, little buddy. Pushing each other along, trying to get away from the Baz, who's ahead of Homesick now. Homesick slipping back behind Koi Carp. We'll have a quick look. And the sun seems to be setting here at Blue Moon, doesn't it? It seems to be going, the shadows are growing long. So we've got the Baz there in fifth, Koi in sixth, and there is Homesick Alien. Doesn't look like there's a blip on his lap times so much. They've been 51s, 52s, so he's just shuffled back there naturally. Pat then chasing the pack, bless him. He's trying to catch up them other drivers. Digital Blasphemy then leads this race. We're coming up, racing towards the halfway mark of this race, and only seconds away, 30 seconds away from the halfway mark, and it's Digital Blasphemy leading from Talleyrand. These two have gone for the racing soft tyre, which is the option tyre, and the mandatory tyre. The rest of the field have opted to go onto the racing hards. They're not worn much, so I'm guessing they're not going to change their hard tyres again. We will see. Down to a quarter of a tank of fuel for Skyjacker. Well, yeah, I surmised they were going to get to about 20 minutes on the fuel tanks. Big Dan giving Skyjacker a little bump, help him along. Bazza fifth ahead of Koi Carp, and Homesick Alien tucked in behind them. Sitting on board with the Alien. Lovely red roll cage. Roll cage. Inside the Alien's car. Trying to think what it looks like from the outside now. I've only watched him race for the last half hour. I honestly can't remember what his car looks like. And here we go, a load of pit stoppers now. I'll get to see what his car looks like now. How can I have forgotten what his car looks like? That is crazy. So Skyjacker, Big Dan, Homesick and Pat all opt in to make their stops out there. Digi, oh God. Digi and Talaran still working together on those soft tyres, going as far as they can in this race possibly. The Baz staying out there on the hards, quarter of a tank of fuel left on board, still can go till the 20-minute mark, I reckon, beyond. Koi Carp staying out long as well, and Skyjacker back out on track with a lovely set of racing soft tyres on, with Homesick Alien jumping Big Dan. Big Dan's topped right up. You see Homesick, he's only put in just over 3/4 of a tank of fuel, and I bet you Homesick had saved a good amount of fuel before that pit stop anyway. And now we got the Baz and Koi have decided to come in as well. Where will they filter out? Pat's still some way off the pack, even further now. And there's Digi and Talarand. Barry just gets to his pit box as Koi Carp as well in pit lane. And Skyjacker coming through along the straightaway. And he is going to retake those positions. Is he though? Because Bazza, what's going on? Bazza's coming out on track, staying out one lap extra, has done them no harm at all. Oh, maybe though, because Big Dan and Homesick both slipped by the Baz and Koi. They've both put in quite a bit of fuel next to what Homesick's done. Big Dan, he topped up as well, but he somehow got past the Alien. And Skyjacker only putting just over 3/4 of a tank of fuel in as well. All eyes are on the leaders then. Digi and Talarand, have they done enough to get back out ahead of everyone's gone on softs? They have changed their tyres. Yeah, everyone changed their tyres to the soft tyres this time around. And Digital Blasphemy and Talarand, they're going to move on to the hards. And have they done enough? Have they pushed each other enough, far enough away from the rest of the field? Who knows? Who knows what is going to happen? Skyjacker then ahead of Big Dan. Big Dan's got fuel to burn though. He really can just burn it all the way. Just in case Homesick and Skyjacker need a tow. Bazza right there in the action as well. Bazza wanting to get through the Alien. He wants to get by. He's in the chat with Big Dan and Skyjacker, so I'm sure he'd like to be up there and driving with them as he's chatting with them. Koi Carp slipping off of that field, unfortunately. Come out of the pits, similar place, but hasn't got that outlap. He hasn't got those tyres sparked up enough to keep up with them. It's getting darker, so the track will be getting cooler. And Pat, this is good news for Pat because he's catching someone now, and Koi won't be getting a tow, so there's every opportunity Pat could try and scramble up to the back of Koi Carp. Meanwhile, these two are staying out as late as they can on those tyres. Digital Blasphemy and Talarand, I reckon they're going to come in exactly the same time. Talarand's fuel flashing, Digital Blasphemy's not. Wow, it might split the strategies. Talarand might not have no choice to come, might not have any choice, sorry, double negative there. He might not have any choice but to come in with Digital Blasphemy still another lap or so in the tank. Skyjacker, meanwhile, would love to jump those two on their hard tyres or have them come out just in front. These two need to really stay together to make that hard tyre work. Near the end, no, Talarand, they've split it. So Talarand's come in. I thought they were going to come in together. And Talarand, he couldn't stay out with Digi. And Digi stays out for another lap all by himself. No bump draft, no tow. Meanwhile, Skyjacker has pulled away from Big Dan. He's not getting any bump draft or tow. The rule book's out the window. Big Dan, Homesick Alien and Bazza all working together. Oh, he's looking 3 wide. in turn 3 as they come onto the straight, and Digi still out there. Talleyrand has re-entered the pits, re-entered the track on his hard tyres, and he's miles ahead of them. This great stuff for Talleyrand. A great strategy so far, and now it's just how will this work out with Digi. But Talleyrand is going to be a sitting duck out there to this group, chasing him down with just under 10 minutes left of racing. And these are going to be hunting down for Talleyrand, gunning, you might say, for Talleyrand. Digi's into the pits. And Digital Blasphemy then getting a quick tyre change, top up of fuel. And Talleyrand putting half a tank of fuel. Talleyrand now coming around onto the straightaway. Digital Blasphemy, they've not even moved his tyres yet. Talleyrand coming along, and Digital Blasphemy, oh my word, they go, whoa, I can't get onto him. He won't let me go onto Digi for some reason. So Talleyrand, and here he comes, Digital Blasphemy, out to the track, and he's lost a humongous amount of time. A humongous amount of time to Talleyrand. Talleyrand has got this one wrapped up. Digi is in danger on the hard tyre of falling straight into the clutches of the soft runners. Skyjacker's going to give him a bump draft, but Skyjacker won't want to be behind him for too long when he realises he's on the hard tyre and just doesn't have the same pace as him. Big Dan is ahead of Homesick Alien and Bazza. These three have got to become one as a force to be reckoned with to go up against Skyjacker and Digi. Skyjacker actually is quite happy probably to see Digi. He needed some help with a tow, but no, Digi on those hard tyres too slow, and Skyjacker goes by. Talleyrand then it really is cat and mouse. How far? How long? Can he stay ahead of Skyjacker? Skyjacker now bolted for Talleyrand, and tow, bump draft, none of that matters at this point in the race. 8 minutes to go, less than 8 minutes. We're in the 8th minute as it runs down. Digital Blasphemy, oh, and again there's Digital Blasphemy being caught by Big Dan, and the hard tyre really is no match for the softs. And what went wrong in Digi's race? He was there with Talleyrand, and I do not understand how that has worked out for him. Staying out that one lap extra without Talleyrand bumping him along has absolutely hurt him, where Talleyrand on the soft tyre with no bump must oh no, he's on the hard tyre. I don't know, I cannot work it out. But Skyjacker now up in second, Big Dan in third, Homesick in fourth. Oh, Bazza now in fifth. Digi dropping like an absolute stone. And Koikar not too far behind, with Pat there in eighth, trying to catch up with Koi. Talleyrand then, how long? How long can he stay there? Could Skyjacker get the double win today? Unbelievable stuff we are seeing today in round 2 of the Stock Car Championship. Talleyrand leads the way. He's on hard tyres though, and he's got Skyjacker on the softs chasing him down. Skyjacker doing 50.9s. Oh, someone had a massive clash with the wall in the background there, and they're pulling way out of the that was Barry twins, I think, pulling way out of the tow. And Skyjacker then hunting down the boss. Big Dan in third place, looking for a podium here. It could be possible, but the Baz would like to uphold his Barry the Oval Twins nickname with an attack for a podium here, and he's right on the tailgate of Big Dan as they drive into the night here at the Hash Brown. Homesick Alien kind of lost the toe of those two, hasn't he? He's got past Digi, poor Digi, the racing hard tyre, excuse me, has not been his friend in this final part of the race. Can he stay ahead of Koikap, who's got that yellow day glow feeling from his headlights? And Pat's in 8th place, never quite, after losing that toe, never quite figured. And here we go, look, Skyjacker is just catching up Talleyrand hand over fist. We're coming up to the 25th minute of this 30-minute race. We've got 5 more minutes of racing. That's around about 6 laps. And Skyjacker absolutely slicing the time away. And Big Dan there with the Baz and they've got to push on if they want to catch up this battle. And will Skyjacker help Talleyrand? No, he's just going to go straight on by. He knows he's got the better tyre, and why? Why give him a shove? Why tow him? Why bump him? Just go past him, and Talleyrand will grab a tow for a short while from Skyjacker, but it's not going to help him with the rest of the field closing in on the Gulf liveried Nissan. Big Dan taking the fastest lap so far in this race with Bazza. I thought Bazza was pushing him, but no, Big Dan is right there with Talleyrand. And is he going to bump him? No. Oh, poor Talleyrand. No one wants to give him a bump draft. They're just going to drive past him. Punishment for choosing the wrong strategy. It looked good for a while, but at the end of the day, the soft tyre come the end of the race has been the superior strategy. And we see Digi, and a big hit of the barrier for Talleyrand as he loses that podium position to Bazza. Bazza, no, he's still got it. Bazza hasn't made it past yet. Come on, Baz, what are you doing? Where is he? Oh, there they are. So Bazza now has the position from Talleyrand and the hard tyres. Oh no, Talleyrand, he's tenacious in his racing. Talleyrand does not want to give up on the podium, and he's through. And I think Bazza must have done a little lift for how Talleyrand bolted through then, or it was a bit of a lag. Homesick Alien all on his own. He's got no one helping him. He's got no tow, and that's it. 5th place for Homesick Alien. Unless something drastic happens up ahead, he's condemned for 5th. Digi in 6th, again suffering from that same problem Talleyrand had, and he is being caught by Koikarp and could possibly be going down to 7th before the end of the race. Pat 8th place. So Skyjacker looking for the double win. Big Dan not too far behind. Big Dan with the fastest lap of the race so far. We are at 27.5 minutes of a 30-minute race, and it's coming down to the wire with Skyjacker just ahead of Big Dan, but no one's pushing Big Dan. It's just an out-and-out race now. No tow, no bump, and Big Dan really could do with the tow of Skyjacker, with the Baz dropping back from Big Dan as well, and Big Dan really needed Baz's tow bump draft to help him out there. Talleyrand on those hard tyres. Can he keep hold of that 4th place, or will the Alien catch him up before the end? And Homesick Alien, I mean, if there was more time on the no one's using Talleyrand for a bump draft at all, so those hard tyres must be weighing them down. Skyjacker then coming around, 2 more minutes on the clock, and Skyjacker leads the race for the 2nd time today after taking the sprint race win. Skyjacker looking, after coming dead last in the feature race of round 1, is looking to take a double win here at Blue Moon Bay Speedway, round 2 of the VRC Stock Car Championship. And who can go up against him? Big Dan, he's all on his own. Bazza's there, but he's not getting the tow from Big Dan to push Big Dan on. And then we have Talleyrand being caught quite fast by Homesick Alien. Talleyrand's fuel is looking a little worrying, but there is only a minute to go. They've crossed the line. I think they're going to have to do another lap after this, and Talleyrand, he's going to have to fuel save, I think. Talleyrand went a little wide there, and that's let Homesick Alien through, and Talleyrand will be jumping into that tow and trying to feather that car as much as he possibly can, because I think fuel is going to be an issue for Talleyrand to get to the end. And then Koikarp has caught Digi and got through, and Pat could be next in line, but we are into the last 30 seconds of this race. They'll get one more lap. Some of these will get one more lap as Skyjacker, no one near him. Absolute mighty drive there for the win. Super stuff. Still one more lap to go, though. Let's not count those chickens before they've hatched. Skyjacker then crosses the line for the final lap in the lead, with Bazza now ahead of Big Dan. Bazza got himself ahead of Big Dan. We missed it. I'm sorry. Big Dan having a big clash with the barrier, and Barry Twins then pulling away, and it is now the final lap with Skyjacker leads from Barry Twins, with Big Dan in 3rd, Homesick Alien in 4th. Talleyrand in 5th. He's still ahead of Coy. I don't think Coy's going to catch him. With Digi in 7th, Pat in 8th, and he doesn't like... Oh, Pat could catch Digi possibly, but here he comes for the second time today. He's going to cross the line. The winner, chicken dinner down in the US of A. Skyjacker takes the win with Barry Twins in second. Barry the Oval Twins. Big Dan grabs a podium. Take a boo, my son. Homesick 4th. Talleyrand 5th. Hang on. I know I might have been a bit early there, but look, Digi and Pat are playing silly buggers, crossing the line side by side. It might have been sorted out between Pat and Digi by then. Wowzers, people. Wowzers indeed, eh? Was that something? So, Skyjacker, a double win. That's got to be a huge uplift in his championship chances. And a great round for the Pink Monster Energy team. Bazza upholding that name of Barry the Oval Twins, keeping it in there and getting second place away from Big Dan in the end there, in the final lap virtually, wasn't it? Awesome drive from the Baz, with Big Dan rounding out the podium. Take a boo, my son. Awesome stuff. Homesick Alien coming home in 4th. I believe he was the championship leader after round 1. And Talleyrand in 5th. The strategy just didn't quite work out for him, really. And those hard tyres just made him a sitting duck at the end of the race. Koikap in 6th, with Pat looking like he's got Digi's position there. In 7th, with Digital Blasphemy in 8th. Let's have a look. So Pat does just about grab that position from Digital Blasphemy. Right then, that is awesome. I can tell you the championship, actually. I can tell you the championship up until this point. After this round, Homesick Alien is leading on 57 points, with Homesick Alien is leading on 57 points, with Skyjacker in second on 54 points. Talleyrand is third on 53 points. Ensenua is 4th on 51 points, with Pat in 5th on 47 points. Digital Blasphemy is 6th on 45 points. It's a very tight championship, you know, with Koikap in 7th on 43 points, Bazza in 8th on 30 points, and Bazza's missed a round. Coming down here, we've got some people who've missed rounds. Jokus, who wasn't there in this round, is in 9th on 24 points, and Thingamajig is 10th on 18 points, who also missed that round. So that was the SCC. That's everything. I was your broadcaster and your commentator. Sorry. Luke at my ass. So I was your broadcaster commentator, Luke at my ass. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Race Club. Now, you can all scoot off. We've done all that. I can even do the peace and love if you want. But I don't know. Indulge me. Indulge me. I want to try something out right here at the end of the stream to see if something works. It's a bit arse. It's not great. Don't get too excited. But I just wanted to see if the transition can work. Ensign Hewitt saying, great comms as ever, thingy. So, yeah, just indulge me for a second. I'm going to try and see if we can get something going. And I don't know what's going to happen to the audio, because I'm going to unplug the microphone to try and get something to work. So this could all go really Pete Tong. So I'm going to exit out of this, and that'll put us here. I don't know whether or not to exit out of that, or if it'll work. Right, give me a second. Let's see what happens, shall we? I'm sorry. I'm going to unplug the mic from the hand controller, so it'll go to the hand controller mic, and then something else might change. But it's not really a chatty bit anyway, this next bit. It's just trying something out. Yeah, well, don't get excited because it might just be crap. I don't even know if I'm talking now, so I've unplugged the mic. Just time left to plug a livery video. Yes, don't forget, if you don't follow Pat on his YouTube channel, and I don't know how to tell you that YouTube channel, he'll put a link in the chat, I'm sure. Pat likes to... Can you hear me still? I'm chatting away, and I don't even know if you can hear me. Oh, yeah. It's a bit echoey because it's coming through the controller. Right, so, yeah, Pat has got a compilation of his liveries so far. He does them. He does them every now and then, periodically, and yeah, he's just about to release them. So check that out. Right then, I am trying this. I don't know what you guys are seeing. You're seeing nothing, are you? I don't think you're seeing anything. All right, okay. Oh, got to do this every time. You've got to scan your play area every time. It's such a pain. Right, I don't know what you guys are seeing. Right, it says it's done. I don't know what you can see. I can hear that you can hear me, which is good. Oh, this is such a pain. I'll do that. I'll set a temporary play area. Right then. Can you see that? No, it's still blue to you. No, now you can see it. Okay. Right, hang on. So yeah, I don't know. This is the VR spectator mode. I mean, it flashes around. You can't see anything. I'm stood in the middle of the track, which is really weird. And then look, here we go. There's a big aeroplane up there. There's cars going past. It's all right. I'm not slagging it. It's just, I don't know. Obviously, you can't follow the cars around. There we go. And it's Talleyrand's replay, so I can't choose any other cars except for Talleyrand. So that's why we're seeing Talleyrand flying by. I don't know. I don't know if this is interesting to anyone. I mean, an oval, I guess it's not all that interesting, and I seem to be miles away. Ooh, and I think, ooh, I felt like I was going to fall down the hill. Then, there, they're going to hit me. Ooh, wow, it's cool. It's just a gimmick. But yeah, look, if you get down, they look like they're going to drive through me. All right, chill out. So yeah, you just VR spectator mode is just standing around watching them all race, really. But only Talleyrand, so you got to hope that he stays with people. But the scenery is lovely. Look at the sun. I don't know if you see. I know you don't see the same as what I see in VR, but depth and the sun is cracking. It's a nice place as well, Blue Moon. It's sunny. Ooh, look, car's nearly hitting me again. Yeah. It doesn't linger long enough because it's following Talleyrand. It just pulls away before you can see the battles behind. So that's upsetting. I wish you could move around the cars like you could in the race replays. I don't think you could broadcast like this. It's crazy. Whoa! Hit me again. Here they come. See, that's not a bad one, because you get to see them from miles off. Yeah, and you pull away again. But some glorious looking cars, you'd agree. Here, as they come around, look at that. Beautiful. But, I mean, I imagine it's coming through to you quite blurry. I see it quite clearly, but they're going so fast, there is a bit of a blur there. Yeah, look, Digi, this from earlier. Whoa, here we go. There's Skyjacker, he's got past Pat. Digi now in the lead of Talleyrand, as you can see. So yeah, that's just VR. It's fun, it's gimmicky. Driving the car is a lot more fun than this spectate mode, I would agree. Oh, that's horrible though. You could do without that. Oh, see, as soon as you want to turn around and look at it, camera flashes. Yeah. but I don't know what it looks like on YouTube. I just had a quick look at it today at the spectator mode, and I thought it's quite cool. And we'll probably get done. I've tried to say no music on broadcasts, but I can hear music, so hopefully you guys can't. But that's it. I don't know when to pull out of this. That's what she said. Yeah, on Skyjacker. Yeah. You could play like Dodge the Car. Not here, because they don't come anywhere near you up here. Here we go. Whee! Olé! 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 See. Yeah. Silly shenanigans. But, I don't know. I thought you might want to see it for some reason. I do not know why. Why would you want to see that? Okay, I'm trying to get back to normal. Headset on. There we go. For anything, I'll have to look back myself. In the chat, Pat saying, just time left to plug livery video. Oh, we can hear you. And Pat saying, ooh, VR and some classical music. Oh, the music did come through then. Oh, that probably means you'll never see this video again. Sorry, Talleyrand. Oh, I did click the button that says don't allow music that you can't broadcastable. So maybe that classical music is free copyright or whatever and you can play it. Who knows? Maybe me talking over it hides it. Who knows? Right, so that was it. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Luke at my ass. Is that one? That was the one. Check us out later on, less than an hour, for the WRX Challenge round. I want to say 8. So I'm going to say 8. I can hear background music on this as well. I had to mess around with my audio for the VR because there was music coming through the VR. And now I'm getting music here. Let me get out of this. Where is it? Does anyone know? Does anyone know how I can get rid of that awful sound in my ear roll? Now, hopefully, that's menu, so that's all right. That's not going to be in the race. Oh, God, that was terrible. Shocking. Right then. Yeah, thanks for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. We've got WRX Challenge later on tonight, and then sometime over the weekend we'll get the next instalment of the Stock Car Championship, and that'll be a lot. Thank you for joining us. Oh, hang on. Pat saying, I think GT7 had different music when broadcasting, so it should be okay. Oh, there you go then. So that's it. I think everything has been said that needs to be said. It's just leaving it down to a bit of peace and love. Peace and love, y'all. It's tricky to rock a rhyme. To rock a rhyme that's right on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. By Run DMC. It's deep, deep things today, people. We've made big progress. Thank you for